Christina reveals a terrible secret to Sunny before she leaves. Port Charles General Hospital spoilers, fanfiction. The Corinthos mansion had never felt so quiet. For years, the estate had been filled with arguments, celebrations, heartbreak, and family drama. But tonight, an eerie stillness hung over every room. Outside, dark clouds gathered above Port Charles. Inside, Sonny Corinthos sat alone in his living room, staring at a half-finished glass of bourbon. Something was wrong. He had felt it all day. The feeling intensified when he received a text from Christina. "Dad, I need to see you. Tonight. Alone. No explanation, no emojis, no love you. Just those 6 words." Sonny knew his daughter well enough to recognize when she was struggling. And whatever was happening now was serious. Very serious. A knock echoed through the house. Sonny rose immediately. When he opened the door, he found Christina standing there with a suitcase beside her. His heart dropped. "Christina?" She looked exhausted. Her eyes were red from crying. "Dad," she whispered. The moment Sonny saw her expression, he knew his life was about to change. "Come inside." Christina stepped into the mansion slowly. She glanced around the room as though she were seeing it for the last time. That terrified Sonny. "What happened?" he asked. She didn't answer immediately. Instead, she sat on the couch and clasped her trembling hands together. "Dad, before I tell you anything else, I need you to promise me something." Sonny frowned. "Depends on what it is. Promise you'll listen to everything." His concern deepened. "Okay. And don't interrupt. Christina, please." Sonny nodded. "Fine." A long silence followed. Then Christina took a shaky breath. "I'm leaving Port Charles tonight." The words hit Sonny like a punch. "What?" She closed her eyes. "I bought a plane ticket." "You're leaving?" "Yes." "For how long?" Christina looked away. "I don't know." Sonny's pulse quickened. "What happened?" Tears filled her eyes. "That's what I'm trying to tell you." The room seemed to shrink around them. Sonny sat across from her. His instincts screamed danger. "I've made a terrible mistake." A knot formed in his stomach. What kind of mistake? Christina looked directly into his eyes, the kind that destroys families. Sonny's expression hardened. Suddenly, dozens of possibilities flashed through his mind. Crime, blackmail, an accident, a death. But none of those possibilities prepared him for what Christina said next. "It started 6 months ago." Sonny leaned forward. Christina continued. "I was angry." "At who?" "Everyone." She laughed bitterly. "You, Alexis, Molly, TJ, the whole family." Sonny remained silent. "You remember how isolated I felt?" He nodded. Christina had spent months struggling emotionally after a series of family conflicts. "I felt invisible." Her voice cracked. "So when someone approached me with an opportunity, I listened." Sonny's eyes narrowed. "What opportunity?" Christina swallowed. "Someone wanted information about you." The temperature in the room seemed to drop instantly. Sonny's face darkened. "What?" She looked away. "I didn't think it was serious." "Who approached you?" Christina hesitated. "I can't tell you that." "Christina." "I can't." Sonny stood abruptly. "You came here to confess something and now you're protecting whoever used you." "They didn't use me," his voice thundered. "Then what happened?" Christina flinched. "I gave them information." Silence. Absolute silence. Sonny stared at his daughter. The words barely registered. Information. About him, his businesses, his family, his enemies. In Sonny's world, information was power, and power could kill. What information? Christina's voice became almost inaudible. "Schedules." Sonny froze. "My security routes." His breathing slowed. "Names." The room spun. "Meetings." Every muscle in Sonny's body tightened. "How much?" Christina began crying. "More than I should have." Sonny could barely process what he was hearing. His own daughter, feeding information to someone Someone dangerous enough to want access to him. Why? The question emerged as a whisper. Christina looked devastated. Because I thought they were investigating corruption. Sunny laughed humorlessly. Corruption? They convinced me they were exposing criminals. The irony was not lost on either of them. Sunny's life had always existed in a gray area, but Christina wasn't finished. The truth is worse. A chill traveled down Sunny's spine. Worse how? Christina wiped her tears. The information I gave them led to something. Sunny's stomach dropped. What? Her voice broke. The warehouse explosion. Everything stopped. Sunny's eyes widened. Months earlier, one of Sunny's facilities had exploded. Several people had been injured. One employee had nearly died. The attack had never been solved. No. Christina nodded. Tears streamed down her face. They used my information. Sunny sat down slowly. The room became eerily quiet. Every memory of that explosion came rushing back. The chaos, the injuries, the fear, the unanswered questions. And now the answer sat directly in front of him. His daughter. Christina sobbed openly. I didn't know. Sunny couldn't speak. I swear, Dad. Her shoulders shook violently. I never wanted anyone hurt. Sunny stared at the floor. The pain was unlike anything he had ever experienced. Enemies betraying him was expected. Family betraying him was different. But seeing Christina drowning in guilt made it impossible to react with pure anger. He could see her suffering. He could see the remorse. And somehow that made everything worse. Does anyone else know? No. Not Alexis? No. Molly? No. Sunny closed his eyes. For the first time in years, he felt completely helpless. Christina continued. There's more. Sunny looked up. His heart sank. Of course there was more. There always is, he muttered. Christina nodded. The people behind it aren't finished. Sunny immediately shifted into survival mode. What does that mean? They contacted me again. When? Yesterday. His jaw clenched. What do they want? They want me to keep helping. Sunny's expression darkened. And? Christina shook her head. I refused. What happened? Fear crossed her face. They threatened me. Now Sunny looked deadly calm. What kind of threat? They said if I talked to you, people would die. The room fell silent again. Christina stared at her father. I came anyway. For the first time that night, Sunny felt pride cutting through the devastation. His daughter had made mistakes, terrible mistakes, but she had chosen to tell the truth, even when it endangered her, even when it might destroy her relationship with him forever. Sunny reached across the table. Christina looked shocked. He grabbed her trembling hand. She began crying harder. Dad, you should have told me sooner. I know, but you told me. Christina stared at him. You aren't angry? Sunny laughed sadly. I'm furious. Her face fell. But I'm also your father. Those words shattered her remaining composure. Christina buried her face in her hands. I never wanted this. I know. I'm sorry. I know. For several moments, neither spoke. Then Sunny asked the question he had been avoiding. Why are you leaving? Christina looked toward her suitcase. Because they're watching. His eyes narrowed. What? I've seen the same car for days. Sunny instantly became alert. The threats are escalating. She nodded. If I stay in Port Charles, everyone I love becomes a target. Sunny hated admitting it, but she was probably right. Whoever was behind this operation clearly had resources. And if Christina truly possessed information that could expose them, she was in danger. So you think running will solve it? No. Then why go? A tear slid down her cheek. Because I don't want my family paying for my mistakes. Sunny stared at his daughter. For years he had worried she would never find her direction, never discover her strength. But sitting here now, he saw something different. Christina had finally accepted responsibility. The cost was simply devastating. Outside, thunder rumbled across Port Charles. Inside, father and daughter sat together. Neither knew when they would see each other again. Eventually, Sunny stood. He walked to a nearby desk, opened a drawer, removed a small envelope. Christina frowned. "What is that?" "Emergency cash." "Dad, take it." "I don't want your money." Tough. Despite everything, a tiny smile appeared on her face. The first one all night. Sunny handed her the envelope. Then he looked directly into her eyes. "Listen carefully." She nodded. "You are not handling this alone." "Dad?" "Not negotiable." "What if they come after you?" Sunny almost laughed. "People have been coming after me for decades." Christina shook her head. "This is different." "Maybe." The old fire returned to Sunny's eyes. "But they're about to learn something." "What?" A dangerous calm settled over him. "No one threatens my daughter." Christina immediately recognized that look, the look Sunny got when he was preparing for war, and suddenly she realized something. Her confession hadn't just changed her life, it had launched a chain reaction, one that could shake Port Charles to its core. Because now Sunny knew the truth, and Sunny Corinthos never ignored a threat to his family. Never. As the storm intensified outside, Christina hugged her father tightly. Neither spoke. Neither wanted to say goodbye. But both understood that everything had changed. The secret was finally out. The damage had been done. And somewhere in the shadows of Port Charles, powerful enemies were waiting, watching, planning, unaware that the woman they thought they controlled had chosen her family instead. The consequences would soon be explosive. And for Sunny Corinthos, the battle was only beginning.